Hey, it's Del and Lena on Gen X and Fit.
Today we're going to talk about 5 things for beginners over 40 to know about picking a gym.
Stay tuned.
Okay, so I'm going to introduce today. We are going to go over 5 things for beginners over 40 to know about picking a gym.
And we have identified pretty much a couple gym types, even though we know there are more, but kind of the big ones that we see. Those are like your commercial gyms. Think of your Planet Fitness, Blue Moon Fitness, these $10 a month gyms. You have your, most affectionately, I'm calling them meathead gyms. These are the gyms that are just hardcore, iron, free weights. You have your YMCA recreational center type, those. And then
Boutique gyms.
your boutique gyms like Lena used to own with Get Fit, where she just taught group fitness class, pump, spin, personal training, things like that.
Very small, very one-on-one.
Those are kind of the main ones. Then you got niche, like yoga, etc. So we know that. But these are kind of the 5 that we see. So we wanted to really talk about to folks over 40, if you're just trying to start out or you're trying to get back in or you're considering, where to go to the gym, 5 things that we thought would be good things to consider when you do that. So I'll let Lena take number 1.
So I think the number one thing that I look for when we picked a gym, we've been through a lot of different gyms. I mean, I think most in Omaha we've tried, and we've had memberships too. But I really enjoy Planet Fitness. And the reason why I enjoy that gym is because you can basically go anywhere in the country and find a Planet Fitness. At least, like in Kansas City, we found one in Chicago. San Diego had one. St. Pete's Beach, Florida. So I think that they're pretty much all over the place. When you're traveling and you're in a hotel, a lot of times those hotel gyms just don't cut it. So that's kind of my number one reason for picking Planet Fitness, other than the fact that it was financially affordable for us with a big family, and we're able to afford to have our kids go, etc. So location.
We could talk about that in a minute, a little bit more about the price side, but we all know that the more difficult that you make something for yourself, the less likely you're able to do it. So if you're already on the fence about working out, unless you really are strong in some of the other things we're talking about, you're going to want a gym that's closer to you.
Right. If you have to drive
40 minutes,
30 minutes to get to a place to work out, you're literally going to take up 3, sometimes 4 hours of your day. Driving, getting there, going to the locker room, working out, doing cardio, lifting weights, and then driving back home, and drive time traffic, and coming to it back.
And on those days where you're tired, and then you're thinking, oh, I got to drive 25 minutes. That's the day you're going to be like, oh, I'll just stay home today. So location's an important thing. Now, all of these things are related, so you can't just separate one from each other. You got to consider them all. Number 2 is environment.
I'm trying to stay out the sun, y'all. But so I like to have an environment that is not. Let me just get real blunt. I don't want to go into a gym and see a bunch of women in sports bras. To me personally, some people might enjoy that, and it might be motivating for you. But I don't feel like it's not a place to get half naked and show off your body. I feel like it's a place to get in there and, yes, work on your body, but I think sometimes, I've been to a few that are just very showy, and be it motivating in a way, it's almost to a point to where it's just not comfortable for me. Even to have my sons come with me, it's just not comfortable. So I think the environment, we're going to say this, I'm going to say this real quick, you're totally going to agree with me. Sometimes the environment at Planet Fitness, I'm just going to say it, the music sucks. Wear your headphones. But the environment also has to do with the music, the surroundings, the colors. We have 2 different gyms that we go to here, and one has a black ceiling and one has a white ceiling.
It makes a difference.
It totally makes a difference. We're always, and even the employees that work there, I comment on that all the time. It's so dark in here. And they're like, we know, because we work at the other one too. And it just makes a difference when you go to, we pick the white ceiling one often, and it's a little bit further for us to drive because...
About 5 more minutes.
Yeah, but because it's just brighter. It's just, the feeling is just more alive. So I guess environment, that's my 2 cents on that. What do you think?
Yeah, and remember, we're talking to people over 40. So, if you're a young kid and you're a young female trying to catch a fit man, or a young man trying to catch a fit female, maybe the booty shorts and all of that hanging out is your thing. That's fine. We're talking to folks that are over 40. And now you may be over 40 and you may be a cougar trying to catch a young man, or a sugar daddy trying to catch a young woman. But I'm assuming a lot of you all are more like us, where you just want to go in and you want to work out. You don't want a lot of mess. You don't want a lot of drama. You don't want a lot of craziness. And so you got to think about that in your gym. Another thing, and Lena gets it too, I mean, you want an environment where you also feel safe and protected. Now, it's inevitable, and I actually want to do a whole show on this, on what to do if your significant other is getting hit on in the gym, or what they should do. But you still want to be as a clean environment as possible for when you want to go work out, because you just want to get in there and get it done for the most part. Now, that being said, a gym can be a great place to catch a significant other because it's a shared interest. Maybe we'll do another show on that too. So your environment. And also, we didn't talk about other things like the type of people who come in. I've been to all kinds of gyms. The first gym that I ever started really lifting at was at the Salvation Army. And it was so funny because me and my buddy, we were working out there probably when I was 18 or 19. We had all these super big guys. We had all these super big guys that were there. And so they used to do these crazy workouts. And then it wasn't until, what was it he was telling me the other day? He said, Dale, you realize all the guys working out in Salvation Army were prison release guys. And I said, that makes a lot of sense. But we went hard. So
what was the other one? Elite? Was that one that
Elite, Todd Smith Gym. So some of those were more what we consider meathead gyms, but not necessarily, kind of a combination. In that environment. And so also the environment is your goals.
Well, let me say this also. I just got to say, my son-in-law just transferred to another gym simply because the environment motivates him. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people in that particular gym he goes to that he feels are, it's almost sweaty and grungy and dirty, and he loves that.
Some people love that.
And that's what he likes. And I just personally don't care for that. So what did you say? Speak on what?
Basically just the general environment, the people
goals.
that are the goals. Yeah, so, the goals.
I mean, I'm small, and so what I get from Planet Fitness in the YMCA is equipment that is suitable for me. I'm not trying to get a bunch of size on me.
But honestly, even there, she's so short, a lot of the equipment she doesn't fit in.
Well, I make it
so
work.
She has to stack her. We have to do different things.
You make it work, and that's another thing. You've got to be nothing's going to be perfect. You've got to just go with the flow.
But if it's an environment that's conducive to your spirit, that's the only way to put it. And some of the best ways to figure all of these out are to get a free pass and work out there for a while and kind of see what's around there. So your environment, if it's conducive to your spirit and to the goals that you're trying to achieve.
And then that brings us right into the next one.
Which is the equipment. If you're a hardcore workout guy or girl, Planet Fitness is probably not for you.
And that's true. I mean, not even hardcore. I work hard, but I'm not trying to be, not trying to do weight, what's the word?
When I see hardcore, what I'm talking about is like your traditional free weights, throwing weights around, heavy dumbbells. And a lot of these new gyms, a lot of these commercial gyms only have dumbbells now that go up to 75.
Right, and I deadlift 75 dumbbells. So, like, for me, I'm like, that's my limit. Hi, baby. There's one of our babies. Oh, and Natal, he's got school tomorrow. We've had a busy day. We just sent one off to college, and she just drove away. Yeah, stand right there. That's perfect.
So, like, the type of equipment, like, you want to make sure, and for most of you, especially if you're a beginner in the gym, you just need the basics. You need good cardio. You need good setup of weights.
Oh, yeah, equipment, too. Like, I've been to gyms where they have 2 stair mills, and for me, I love, oh, my goodness. Don't let that towel come on. For me, I love this. I love mixing up my cardio. So I'll do like the treadmill, I'll do the stair mill, and I'll do like the elliptical and the bike. So I mix all up throughout the week. And there's one gym I go to, and they had 2 stair mills, yet they had 30 treadmills. And I'm like, hey, can you guys get another stair mill? Like, it's always being used. I'm never able to get on that. And so I had requested it several times. And that's another thing, too. Give feedback to the employees. Ask them for certain things. If something's not clean or something, which is what we're going to go into next. But, let them know, because they are just one person usually working the whole gym. At our time in the morning, it's usually just one person. And so they don't know if paper towels are out or whatnot. So just be considerate of that. And if you want more equipment or if something's broke, make sure they know, because they aren't going to go back there and get on every single machine. So
here's some other things to think about with that. It's simple things that you wouldn't think about. The Y had towels at the door. Planet Fitness doesn't have towels. Some gyms have saunas. Some gyms have whirlpools, swimming pools. Some don't. Some have tanning booths, massage chairs, etc. Others don't. So all of those things. Now, some of those are minor, like unless you're a big swimmer, you're gonna not really need a pool, right? But sometimes those matter. It's kind of a shock going from the Y to Planet Fitness, where Lena's doesn't like being on other people's sweat on the
I hate it. I can't stand, and that goes right into our next thing, is cleanliness. I put that as my number 4 on my top 5, because I can't stand when someone is nasty, sweaty, and gross and on the equipment, and then just leaves a pile of sweat sitting there.
Yeah, that is kind of gross.
I'm just like, ew, and it's super germy, and the locker rooms are another thing for me.
Yeah.
I went to a gym I just this last year, probably half a dozen times, to train with somebody, and it was out west, and it literally had mold coming out the vents in the locker room, and you could not walk on that floor with bare feet. Maybe I'm being a little bit too picky, but I'm kind of a clean person, and it just gave me weird vibes.
And I think we honestly could have rolled that into environment, to be honest.
Sure, for sure.
So we're not going to count that.
But you can bring your own towel.
We got another one, but you can bring your own towel.
You can't bring a big water jug.
You can bring up your antiseptic stuff. This is our gym, and it's going to be different for your gym. You got some of these gyms now that really treat you like royalty. Yeah. But again, it's going to go back to what you're trying to get out of it.
Okay, number 5.
But number 5 is programs, and this is a wide range of things. Like, what was your lineup at Get Fit?
So basically, my boutique gym was group fitness. So I did mixed fit, Zumba, body pump, HIIT, boot camp,
spin,
PYO. So I mean, there was just tons of group fitness, and I loved instructing those types of classes because it motivated me, and I like going to those types of classes because it's motivating having people around. I've kind of trained myself to just get my workout done, but I still like that, and Planet Fitness doesn't offer that. So if you are one of those people that like that and crave that, there's still some small boutique gyms that offer that type of stuff, but like the YMCA has that.
YMCA, Blue Moon, formerly Golds, I think
Lifetime.
They still mean Lifetime. Different kind of big
But
name
if you like
gyms.
that,
Bally's 24-hour fitness. 24-hour fitness has basketball. Genesis Club now. Genesis has basketball. That's a big for folks that like to play.
And the YMCA, right? Just ask. Just make a list of your pros and cons. That's kind of what.
Also within that, I put personal trainers as well. Like some have access to personal trainers. We're going to do a whole episode just like this on how to pick a trainer, the right trainer for you if you're into a trainer. But some of them have trainers and different things like that. So, you just want to make sure that a lot of the things that you would like to do, like a lot of people like group fitness because they build this social network. It's motivating. Your same crew is going to come.
And you have someone telling you what to do.
Right.
Instead of trying to do on your own, which is where a lot of people fall short. We saw someone just the other day that had no clue how to lift weights, and Dell was like,
I'm not the kind of guy that goes up,
come help
especially not if it's a woman, to just go up and say, hey, do you need help? But it was clear that she did. So if there was anybody,
asked me in the bathroom.
I was almost texting Lena and said, hey, come over. But people that can keep an eye out for that kind of stuff sometimes. So yeah. And so finally the 5th, but could have been the 1st, but I guess there's no order to this, is the gym price. Example, we had a family membership to the YMCA for $70 a month.
We had it
for years.
19 years,
easy.
15 years, 19 years.
And originally when we were poor, we were on like a discount, and then they started putting us jacking up the rate, and then it was $70 a month, which I started doing the math, and I'm like, that's $960 a year.
Well, and the thing is that we had 3 in college, one's married, and so they weren't using it. And then our other one, and then the other 2 were in school half the time, and they have sports throughout the entire year, so they weren't really using it. So economically, it just didn't make sense.
Now, if they were still young doing
And in
YMCA, so
sports,
it would have
that
made
was a
sense.
big, yeah.
And so there's a range of prices, that go into a gym. For us, Planet Fitness was cool. I pay $20 a month. I get to do tanning. I get to do red light. I get to do massage chairs. I get to bring in a member for free. A lot of going for that. If I could still play basketball, probably I would be a Genesis.
Yeah.
Which I would have been comfortable paying $60 a month if I still played ball, but I don't.
Right. It's just a matter of what is important to you, and honestly, what you can afford. Because if you can't afford it,
it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
And some of them make you sign contracts. So if you're signing a contract, that means you're on the hook for 6 months, a year, whatever for that. So you have to count for that too. Lena's old gym, what was it, $30 a month?
$40 a month for unlimited classes.
For 40 unlimited classes and a punch card. And so small gyms, like small personally owned gyms, are going to be a little bit different.
There were no contracts and there was no yearly fees.
So they're going to make their rules, and you just got to go with what works. So got to kind of look at your budget. So really, the big thing is you got to look at all 5 of these again. Let's go over them real quick.
There's 6.
I'm going to put cleanliness with environment.
Okay.
So number 1 is location. Number 2 is environment plus cleanliness. Number 3 is the equipment that they have that you're actually going to use. Number 5, where am I on? Number 4 is programs. We're talking about the group fitness classes, if that's what you want to do, the personal training, etc. And then 6 is the price, or 5 is the price. So if you look at all of these things and you can kind of say, okay, I want something that's close. I want something that's reasonably priced with an environment that's motivating to me, with group fitness classes, and it has to, have some of the other programs in different classes. Then maybe that's your gym. If you want to be a meathead and you want to be around guys that just want to get big and women that just want to get big, that's a different thing. But you got to choose the right one for you because why?
Why?
It's going to make you stick.
Oh.
It's going to make you.
If you enjoy it, I can honestly say I don't necessarily enjoy or look forward to going to the gym. But when I get there and I come in and you just have that feeling of other people, other mutual people doing the same thing, I love it when I'm done. But I was also going to say, if you guys have any questions about gyms, we've done our research. We know kind of what, if you want to ask us what gyms have basketball, gyms, or swimming or whatnot, just send us some questions. I mean, we'll answer whatever you guys want us to answer, or we will research and find out answers.
And one other point that I wanted to make, I was thinking about this when I was at work today. You don't want to go to a gym where you're going to feel intimidated. You're going to want to go to a gym where you feel welcome, and that could be any of these types. Like, I know sometimes you get people, let's say in gyms where people just want to get big, walk in and you're a newbie, it takes a while to catch on, you may feel intimidated, but if that's what you want to do, find somebody there. But you can be intimidated at a Planet Fitness if you don't feel comfortable or somebody's not treating you right or whatever. So make sure you go somewhere that's comfortable, which is kind of lead us into what maybe one of our next or third one would be, which is picking a personal trainer or an effective trainer in your small group class.
Yeah, but also let me add this. I feel like if you see someone that has a body and they work on it, and you see they're lifting right and their form's right, just ask them. Say, hey, how do you do a deadlift? I had, like I said today, that woman came up to me in the bathroom and was like, I don't know what I'm doing. Can you help me? You look like you know what you're doing.
Yeah, women will do that more than guys.
They do, but if
guys
you
ego trip.
Don't know, if you see someone and you know they're consistent, you know that, just
ask.
Ask. I mean, don't do it wrong, because that we'll probably get into that too, the form, etc. Don't do it wrong just because you.
Because now you're old and then you're just old and hurt, right?
Yeah.
All right, so that's all we got for you today. Leave us any questions or comments that you have or thoughts. Make sure you visit the website, genxandfit.com. I'm Del.
Lena.
And we're out.